Hey guys, back again with my pre-order from Japan. This is the last pre-order I'm doing for this year that releases this year. So I finally got my big package in with all of my goodies, and I can't wait to show it to y'all. In here is the Stallion Reve Room fragrance from Sailor Moon. The Sailor Moon Happy Wedding Petite Charas. And note cards from the Sailor Moon Classical. They did a concert this year in Japan. It was a series. I mean, I'm sure it toured other places as well, but not lucky enough to be here anywhere near me in the Midwest of the United States. So my proxy was already going. They bought tickets for themselves to see it, as well as to be there for their customers to pick up things for them. So while they were already there, I jumped on and grabbed something from them. Just for fun, just so I could say I had something from the musical. So we're going to set this over here for a second. As always, well packaged with lots of fun bubble wrap. My proxy server is a great resource, and I love purchasing from them. They always package things so neatly. Like, my note cards were actually attached to the box with the Petite Charas on them. And that was to make sure that they were kept safe during travel. There it is. Trying to find the end. And didn't roll around or do anything too crazy. And I have not looked at any of this yet. I literally got the box in, opened it just to make sure that all 3 items were in it, and then I left it sit in order to do this video. We'll get that bubble wrap out of the way. Okay, so these are from the Sailor Moon Classic Concer. It's a set of note cards. You can see the front here. It's all of them as if they were playing in the concert themselves. This was back in August. My proxy server is very sweet, and because it was a small item, they held it for me until my last 2 came in. The Stallion Reve came in September, and technically they were both supposed to come in September, but the Petite Charas got pushed back, and they actually didn't show up until end of October, middle of November instead. So we'll go ahead and open this up and show them. I'm very curious what they look like. There we go. Weird packaging there. Okay, so we saw this one up front here, which is very nice. And then it's got all the individuals. So there's Usagi and Amy, or Ami, depending on how you choose to pronounce it. So we'll just go through and show them. It's just a cute little series. I was actually a band kid in school, so it was kind of cute to see them as all little band characters dressed up as if they're playing in the classic concert. I can't talk today. Themselves. Little Chibi Usa. She's got the little tiny triangle. It's just adorable. Piano, of course. We all know how that story goes. The same with Neptune on the violin. Pluto with a cello. It's just a cute little series. I really like it. I wish that I would have been able to go to something like that, but a lot of that stuff sticks to Japan and big, huge, major cities. And where I live here in the Midwest is not a big city. So you know how that goes. I am excited. They did put the stickers on them, which is kind of cool, because sometimes you go to things like that, and even though they're licensed materials, they might not necessarily have all the proper stickers and things that collectors look for. But the set did. It had its authentication sticker, I guess a lot of people call it. Whew. There we go. This packaging's a little tight. It's kind of hard to get it back in there once you take it out. It's a good thing it's probably not coming out of there very often. Because, there we go. Since it has its original sticker, it'll probably stay in its packaging, which is always fun. Let me grab... I was not so prepared for this video as I had thought. Okay. Mini box cutter. Let's open up the Happy Wedding Petite Charas. Now this set, I was super duper thrilled for. When I saw the advertisement that this was going to be available for pre-order soon, it wasn't available at the time that I had seen the thing. The advertisement. That's the word I'm looking for. I didn't necessarily... I literally screamed. If you know me, I literally freaked out and screamed. Because I'm not a huge fan of Serenity / Usagi, whatever you want to call her, but I am a big fan of Momo. Like, huge. So this is what the box looks like when you get it. You can see it comes with both cats and then Usagi and Momo. And it's just, it was a cute little set. If I know a lot of people that are getting married this year. I have some friends that are actually intending to use these figures as the top of their cakes, which I think is adorable. Let's open it up and see if we can get a peek at those figures. I don't have room in my case. I gotta get a second one. So when I get my second one put up, then I'll actually put them up on the wall. But I want to open it and see if I can get a look at them. They're so cute! Look at those little guys. Look at little Momo in his tuxedo and Usagi in her dress. They're just so adorable. And it does come with the stand, so you can stand them up, which is why I know a lot of people that are using it as a cake topper, because it has its own stand, so it's not just tiny little figures. And then it also comes with the postcard from their wedding day. They're just so adorable. So I definitely jumped on that set real fast when it was announced when pre-ordering was going to start. I'm fairly certain by now that my proxy server probably knows exactly what I'm going to order when I want to order it. So when I messaged asking for it, they were like, oh yeah, we assumed you were already on the list. You know. And then I also picked up the Stallion Reve Room Fragrance. They did the Holy Chalice as a room fragrance, and it was apparently a very big hit. They do also have a Proplica version of technically both of them, but the Proplica for this one has not been re-released for the Stallion Reve. This is actually the closest thing you can get to an actual Stallion Reve without paying quite a bit of money for the original Proplica toy version of it. So I haven't been able to get my hands on one. I'm really hoping with this next year being the year of Super S, because as they've been redubbing and re-releasing and working on Sailor Moon Crystal, they've been keeping the seasons lined up. So this next year in 2018, it looks like it's actually going to be year of Super S. That's when the redub is coming out. Sailor Moon Crystal should be coming out with the Super S two-part series. So I'm really hoping we get some awesome Proplicas from this line. Now, I know that I've seen they're redoing some lip rods for Uranus and Neptune and Pluto, I believe. So I know they've been doing some of those I saw just a couple days ago that they were doing Proplicas for those. I think it's just Neptune and Uranus. But anyway, they've been working on some of that stuff since now we're getting into the outer section, and they've done a lot of the inners already. So I'm hoping that we see some awesome redos of some Super S stuff, because I got a thing for Helios. If you don't follow my cosplay page that I run with Brandy, Two Moons Cosplay on Facebook, you should. It was Helios this year for NebCon, and it was a huge hit. Everybody freaked out, especially in the Sailor Moon group, because I was a relatively accurate Helios, and it was just a lot of fun, and definitely something I'll be touching on again. So Super S is totally my favorite. So I'm really hoping to see some more Super S stuff coming out soon. Let's see if I can open this without ripping the box, so we can take a quick look. This item will actually go in this case that's right behind me. As you can see some of the scouts up here. Ryoki hanging out in a witch's hat, and Luna, the plush. So most of my figures are actually in that case behind me. I only keep the Petite Charas. They're technically shot glass cases that I hang on the wall here in front of, off in this corner up front here. So that's what I keep my Petite Charas in. Save space, and I have the wall space, so I might as well use it. So we'll get the Reve out. And this is what it looks like when you pull it out of the box. It comes in pieces. So you've got the actual Reve, and then the bell for it. It looks like this is the actual fragrance disc if you decide to put the fragrance disc in. And then, of course, the tiny little itty bitty baby Pegasus. So, I've never seen the actual Holy Chalice version of the Room Fragrance series. But I know that they're in the process of making actually quite a few different things. I've seen them working on a makeup line. They touched into the hairline this year. Now, I never bought any of the actual, like, to use products this year. I stuck to mostly figures and things. I'm not actually as hardcore of a collector as some people, so I don't have to have, like, one of everything. I just like to collect what I like to collect. So we'll go ahead and take a look here. If I don't tip everything over, because I want to look at the quality of it real quick. And it is. Most of it is metal. This base here is completely solid metal. As I drop things, this is where your room fragrance will go. And then I like all the little pretty beadwork is original to the original, or the first series. My space is a disaster. It's been a week. Let's see if I can find that thing. There it is. Okay. Now that I found it. And then you can see this disc that sits right on top of this here. Has the perforations for the room fragrance part, should you choose to use it. It's obviously not necessary. And then we'll get out the Reve. Top half of the Reve, technically. And the little Pegasus. So, as you can see here, there's a divot. And this divot is made to put Pegasus in. Now let's find out where this connects to. There we go. Front of the Stallion Reve. So this is a Stallion Reve and tightly put together. It is not very large. I know that the Proplica toy is actually bigger. This isn't much bigger than the size of my hand. But it is still a pretty decent size. I mean, Chibiusa's is it's bigger in the show. But for a little room fragrance thing, if you're actually using it as a decor piece and not just a collector's item in a case, it's not a bad size. Now we'll go ahead and stick our little Pegasus. Let's realign this so it's centered. Okay, our tiny little Pegasus. Our little top. And now little Pegasus is inside as if you're talking to him. That's a really cool thing that I've noticed, because I did buy the little tablet one and things like that. I like that they include the little Pegasus inside of it, because then it makes you really feel like you're in the show. Like you're hanging out and talking to the Pegasus that's just sitting there in the show. Except it's not very sturdy because of the room fragrance part. So nothing really sticks on it very well. I do want to know, and now Pegasus is rolling around because like I said, they're not very sturdy. The top of the Stallion Reve, here, let's see if this is any better. The top of the Stallion Reve has holes in it. See, you can see them there and there. So if you're actually using it, and it's just in the back it looks like, so they're right there. So if you're using it as the room fragrance, there is a way to leave the top on and still get the fragrance out of it. I am curious. I'm pretty sure they said that this was apple scented. Let's see if I can smell it through. Yep, definitely definitely apple scented. You can smell it through the plastic, and it's got a metal coating on top. But I can smell through it. It is definitely apple scented. So I was very excited to get these items in. They are my last pre-orders for 2017. I can't wait to see what they come out with next year. I've already seen some stuff that the pre-orders are releasing in, like, I've seen some stuff for February and March of next year. I haven't participated in any pre-orders yet. I've been focusing more on my cosplaying instead. So I'm super stoked to get these put up in my case. Sorry, I had something going on over here. So until the next thing comes in, I will see you all later.